Hi everyone, this is Pam with Bug Bites, and this is the new build or update, and even the Gypsy sync has some changes. It has got now a separate firmware update and content update. Content update is I think only for the font update. So now we have a choice whether we can do only the content, and the firmware changes gives us new features if there are any update available on Gypsy Sync. And you also have a troubleshoot section in the help. You have a backup facility. The backup facilities is a cool feature where it takes you to the folder where you're backed up. But before syncing and beginning, I would advise you to go to the folder which you have, that is the Gypsy folder, the designs folder, and make a copy of it anyway somewhere else. So even if something happens, you can always retrieve that, and if nothing happens, you can go ahead and delete it. So rename that folder and move it somewhere else. Now this is the new mat. As you can see, there are some cool features. You have layers at the top. You have the mat itself numbered from 0 to 12, and if you zoom in, you can see it has detail marking. So if you want to have an exact measurement, just place your cursor wherever you want, and you can just move it. You can move it down and add exactly to the point where you want. Now I'll zoom out, and this is the layer. Just a reminder, sometimes in the corners, if you are not able to get, if you tap on it and you see that you're not able to reach that, always you can go press this menu button, go to settings and recalibrate that, and once you recalibrate, you'll be able to reach. You should be able to reach. You have a layer button here. When you press on the layer button like this, when you hold your stylus on that, it has rename and delete. So I can now rename. So just clear and say, this is 1. You can just name it as 1, or by the color or whatever. You can see now it is 1. And once you keep adding the layers, layer 1, layer 2, layer 3. Once you go beyond layer 5, you can, when you go to layer 6, then I can use the arrow buttons to move. See, now this arrow button becomes pink, so I can move back, and I can move these arrows. So when they're gray, that means you can't use them. When they become pink, that means you have layers after them or before that. If I'll zoom, you'll see that each one has an eye. Now let's go and start deleting the extra layers. It's so easy to just hold the stylus over that. If I delete, now I can go and delete any page or layer. So that's one headache. My headache solved. This was in previous versions, it was difficult to get to pages in between, sandwiched in pages, and it was difficult to delete, but now it's easy. So I will keep layer 2. Now let's go. When it's blue, that means that layer is active. Right now layer 2 is active. So let me reach layer 1. I did recalibrate, but sometimes it helps to just tap out, tap, and then go for that. So let me add some. Now of course I still have the cartridges in use and everything. So let me go to Gypsy font, so that you can also, Gypsy wandering, so that you can also play around right with me if you want to. Now let's select these 2 images, and I'll make that big so that you can see. Now when I go to layer 2, when I want to, you can still see that gray template. I hope you can see that gray template. Now if I want to get rid of that, what I can do is just go to this top and press on that eye. Hold down on that eye till that eye gets closed. You see that eye? It was open before and now it's closed. So once that's closed, you can see that the mat is empty. So this is another feature which is so helpful, and yay, am I glad with this update. Now, another cool thing is earlier we had to cheat the Gypsy to accept images taller than a particular amount, unless you cheat earlier by setting your cursor height to an impossible height and then add the image, and then you could only reduce it but not increase it back until it hit the mat size. So now what I can do is, let me say this as 16. See, now the image can go up. Now I can reduce. If you note the numbers carefully, it is now 14.94. It's reducing. Now when I press back, it can increase. So that's another advantage. Now let me set the thing to, let me delete that and add, let me set the cursor again to 4 and add 2 images. And let's ungroup. Now the basic menu, except for this mat, it's almost the same. Now let's go to advanced. You have kerning, you have rotation, we have covered all this. So this is the new button, the hide and contour. Let's check on that. Let's select that image, and once you select, if I tap out, both are gray. I hope you can see that it's gray. But once I select the image, one becomes pink. Now when I select the hide and contour, you'll see that the flower is red. I can hide either the butterfly, the whole outline, or that. So to select the contour which I want to hide, which will be the image in red, I just have to move. I have to use the previous and next button. So now I'll select next, say hide. When I say hide, you'll see that that red thing is, you can still see it red, but a very dull red. Now when I go, you'll find that that does not cut. You can check that out by pressing preview. You'll see that we just have an empty butterfly.